Today we're talking about the longest reigning World 1 champion in history. Not only is he the longest reigning World 1 champion, he is the greatest World 1 champion of all time. Chris Rockwell. That's not Rockwell. That's Kevin Sullivan. Well, obviously I don't have a picture of Chris Rockwell in my house, but I should. Now, to understand how Chris Rockwell became the greatest World 1 champion of all time, and to understand the complexity of his nearly 7-year title reign, we need to go back to the beginning. Chris Rockwell's very first match started against Kid America and King Kalua, two legends inside Pro Wrestling World 1. And look at that gear, fresh off of E-Lucha. And if you notice the ring announcer in the ring, that will be very important to the end of our story. Now, of course, Chris Rockwell captured the World 1 Tag Team titles with Tommy Thunder in 2009, but of course, judging by his haircut, it appears to be 1995. He would later go on to win the Collision Division Championship. I honestly have no idea what happened with that belt.
Hot-blooded Chris Rockwell. If you don't like it, there's nothing you can do about it.
Oof. Scathing words. Of course, Rockwell didn't want to just sit on the sidelines with tag team titles, Collision Division championships. He wanted the main belt. So after the Beast defeated Steve Corino for the World 1 Championship, Rockwell inserted himself into a match, and he would capture that championship on January 31st, 2010. Just a few months later, he would go on to defend the belt against Jerry Lynn, and then Colby Corino, and Roxy Cotton. Yes, we were doing intergender wrestling before it was popular. Who's Andy Kaufman? He even got into fights with Santa Claus. Who the f*** has a problem with Santa Claus? And then on his birthday, Adam Cole would smash a birthday cake in his face. The two would eventually meet inside a World 1 ring, and Chris Rockwell, using his dirty, underhanded tactics, was able to capture a victory over Adam Cole. It was during this time that World 1 took a hiatus, so Chris Rockwell took his championship on the road, defending the belt in Pennsylvania, teaming with former Midnight Sensation partner Sam Shields against the very unlikely team of Steve Corino and Homicide, the only time those two have ever teamed up. And then he would go on to defeat Steve Corino in an ECW style match. He would go down to North Carolina and defend the championship against C.W. Anderson. He would unify the World 1 and PWF championships the next month against C.W. Anderson. He made appearances in NXT. World 1 would come back. He would take on names like Al Snow. He would brawl all around Morganville, New Jersey against Rhino. He took Stevie Richards to the limit, and for some reason Stevie Richards was more interested in doing this. I don't f***ing know. He battled Sabu. Why the hell did Sabu have a genie? Stevie Richards came back for more punishment, and Rockwell laid him out once again. This is when that 6-year title reign started to catch up to Rockwell. He was wearing down. With each title defense, it got harder and harder for him to walk away as the champion. He got more and more desperate as time went on. And on the other side of the equation, JD Luscious was a rising star in World 1. So popular with the fans, doing maneuvers that were impressing everybody out there. The two took each other to the limit, and JD Luscious walked out the champion, thus ending the 6-year title reign of Chris Rockwell. It's something that's very unlikely to ever be replicated in pro wrestling at all, let alone in Pro Wrestling World 1. But there's one man that Chris Rockwell never defeated in his 6-year title reign, Pele Primo. In fact, the two have never shared a ring. Arguably the two greatest wrestlers in World 1 history, battling for the very first time anywhere. And you can be there if you're not a dumbass. Can I say if you're not a dumbass? Alright, just take that out then. Be there on July 13th, Morganville, New Jersey. Pizza Palooza. Pele Primo, Chris Rockwell. First time ever, the winner is the #1 contender to the World 1 Championship. Tickets are on sale at w1wrestling.com today.